G'day guys, welcome back to Titley Junction, or what was Titley Junction. As you'll notice, I've been absent for quite some time. Multiple reasons. December certainly was a very busy month for some of us, me especially, not just because of Christmas, but had my partner in hospital. So that unfortunately, took me away from the layout room. Apart from that, been very flat with work, catching up as well, and combined with hot days, haven't been able to spend much time in the actual layout room. Now, one of the things that you'll certainly have noticed, if not already, the layout has essentially been demolished and started again. What's actually happened is over the last 2 months, I've had a couple of items that I've had to basically compensate for. One thing was my layout was going to be too big because I've got some items I've got to start storing in here. As a result, unfortunately, the layout had to be sacrificed. I did look at many options, trying to get the track plan and all the operations and stations that I wanted to get in, but just wasn't really going to work how I wanted, and was probably going to leave me essentially not too happy with the layout long term. It wasn't going to give me the operational interest that I wanted, and as a result, I had to make a decision. Didn't take it, didn't rush into it, of course, but certainly had to make a big difference. So what I essentially did was I pulled the whole lot apart. The only thing I've probably lost is a bit of bus wiring, but the frames, the legs, everything that made up Titley Junction previously is now in this layout. I have dropped the height a little bit, and certainly I've also pushed it back. If you can see the pole right here to the actual wall, the layout used to essentially come out to about here. So I've drawn it back roughly about a metre and continued around. So changed the layout look, everything else. Won't be based on Titley Junction anymore, sadly, but certainly I won't rule it out in the future. At this stage I'm still sticking with 00, but I may switch to N gauge in the future and model Titley Junction and everything else that I want to do. But unfortunately, with the space that I've got, I wouldn't be too happy with what I want to do. So what have I done here? Well, essentially, this is going to be the main station right here. So at the moment, I've just marked my track layout. I'll show you to bring the tripod a bit more closer. So I've marked out the train lines and everything else. I've got some underlay just put down at the moment. Over in this section right here where there's no underlay at the moment, that's going to be a small branch line. This branch line here is still yet to be put in with underlay. I'm going to hold off on that at the moment because it's essentially going to go off into the distance, and basically you can see that white bottle on the train layout. Hopefully get enough height and it can cross the actual double main line. So it's going to then peel around the back and come over to here at a risen elevation. The main line itself, the double track main line, will go around in a U shape and basically go underneath the branch line. It will certainly pop out so you can see it and everything else. The double track main line will come around to the actual workbench part here, and you can see my lift out part right here that is just sitting at the moment on the bench up here. But yeah, she'll slot in here, and the two tracks will come in, back around and back to the actual station here. So some big differences, big changes. The other thing I've also incorporated in this one is a bit of a decent, or some may not be decent, but to me a bit more of a decent freight yard. So you can see the one of the tracks in place which represents the main line. You can see all the spurs coming off essentially the head shunt over the other side there for wagons and everything else. So yeah, a bit of shunting available to actually take care of. The branch line itself, which is just right here, as it runs off in the distance up a gradient over to the bottle and passes over the top. When it does eventually get to the branch line, which will be up over here at a much more higher elevation, I do plan to have a couple of industry. So yeah, freight coming from the branch line from here around back here and hooking up essentially to the branch line part of the station. And hopefully you get some transfers occurring from here over to the freight line over there. So yeah, got a few plans. I do have the option, if I want to, I can make a runoff over in the distance, currently where my portable table is, right in the way. A lot of mess at the moment too. yeah, got a lot of tidying up. But yeah, look, I might even put a small industry over there as well, just to tie a few things in. Yeah, give it a bit more interest as well. So unfortunately, Titley Junction is no more. I'll still leave the channel as Titley Junction, but yeah, it won't be a junction per se, this train layout, unfortunately. So, but yeah, do apologise about the time it's taken for me to get a layout update. As I mentioned, it's just been a shocking 2 months. Hopefully now things will change a little bit, and I'll be able to get stuck into this a bit more and get my trains up and running again. So otherwise, thanks for those that have stuck with me, continually subscribed, and also welcome to our new subscribers. I'm looking forward to a much better year, and hopefully get a lot of good videos up and keep you guys entertained. And if you're looking at the channel for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner, and we'll get some regular videos up and get this progress happening. So thanks guys, thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned, more updates coming. Take care, bye.